Hey guys, you know what time of year it is? It's the time that Star Wars is going to be released. Yay! So The Last Jedi comes out on Friday, and I'm really excited about it. And so I decided to do some Star Wars fan art. So fan art isn't typically what I do, but I just wanted to. I saw a while back they had the footage with the Porgs on it, and I was like, that's too cute. I have to paint it. So I had recently gotten some Yupo transparent or translucent paper, and oh, it's right here. Yupo translucent paper. Someone had suggested that to me after I released the Yupo review video, and so I went ahead and snagged that, and I wanted to use that to do these Star Wars paintings. So you'll see that with the translucent paper, you can kind of see through it. So what I did is I printed out a Porg, a stormtrooper, and a Yoda, and I put it underneath, and so you can kind of see the image through it. And so that's really cool because that means that I have a really clean surface to work on. I don't have any pencil marks or anything like that. So you can create something that looks really fresh. You could also use this translucent paper if you were doing some sort of text-based artwork, or maybe if you had some painting with some really precise pattern on it, or if you are like me and maybe you're not the best draftsman, or maybe you're a little lazy and you don't feel like drawing your Yoda. So that's kind of a cool option with this paper. I will say though, outside of that, I really don't know the point of it being translucent. You know, I'm kind of looking at I don't know. It just kind of looks like white paper to me when you look at it. I mean, light kind of shows through it, but I don't really know. I don't actually, I'm looking at it right now, the light shining through it, it doesn't make the painting any better. So, I don't know. If I were to frame these pieces on the translucent paper, I don't really think that, I would just put white behind it, so it just looked like regular paper. So, there's that option out there for you if you're interested. So if you did watch my Yupo paper review, you know that I really like it, and it's really fun to use, and I had a lot of fun painting these. And so yeah, definitely recommend that if you're a watercolor person wanting to try something different. So yeah, I did the Porg one first. I did the Porg one in the Stormtrooper on the same night, and I was just really feeling it. I was really into it. I had a lot of fun. The Porg didn't take me too long. It's kind of a simple painting. And then I liked the way I was able to kind of model the brush strokes on there so that it had kind of a fluffy, furry kind of look to them. And yeah, he turned out really cute. It's almost cheating because it's like those giant black eyes with the big little light glares on it. It's adorable. It's just how it be. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing the Porg one. So then I moved on to the Stormtrooper, and the Stormtrooper was challenging. The deal is that, it's black and white. And the white, it's a lot of kind of ins and outs as the helmet has these different forms to it. And there's not a lot of defined shapes. So, that's, a challenge in itself. It can be. But then on the Yupo paper, you don't get your standard, blending the way you would on a absorbent paper. And it's also one of those things that as you put down the paint, if you put paint on top, it's gonna lift it right out. And so you once you kind of get your paint down, you don't mess with it very much. I don't know, it was a challenge, and I think it looks pretty good. One of the things about a Stormtrooper helmet is that it's so iconic, and it has those, you get those eye shapes in the right place. You get that thing, that nose, frowny looking thing. You get the basic shapes of a Stormtrooper helmet, and it immediately communicates the idea of what you're painting. So it's almost like I don't know. Along with the Porg being easy mode because it's adorable, the Stormtrooper can be as well because it's like, well, people immediately know what it is, which is a real testament to the design of Star Wars, the character design. I mean, like, you know, Darth Vader helmet, the Stormtroopers, even the like alien guys and gals running around the universe. It's like you know it. You know, you Greedo, for instance, he's like in the A New Hope for like 30 seconds maybe. He's in the one scene and like but you know what he looks like. You have that mental image in your head. He's like that like bug bluish looking guy. And like you look at him and like there's no background info on this dude. You're looking at him and like your imagination's like, ooh, he looks like he's like maybe from a swampy planet, and like, ooh, maybe he's like this or like that, and maybe there's other little Greedo looking dudes out there too, and you know, it just is like it's a real testament to what makes Star Wars great is that it's real enough yet fantastical too that like it really engages your imagination and like think about all of the times that you've been out, like with your friends or whatever. Maybe it's just nerdy friends, or Star Wars isn't even nerdy. It's so mainstream, but like, how many conversations just over the years pop up about Star Wars? You know, it's like it just is like this beloved cultural force that we all live in, and it's like there's the movies on their own and then there's like everything that surrounds it. It's fun and it's yeah, I don't know. One of the things, here's my Star Wars question. Why does there seem to be a lot of design and like architecture around really big like open shafts that people then like little walkways? Why is that? I mean, I guess my theory on that is that at the time that Star Wars was being developed, computers had to sit in their own rooms that had like their own air conditioning system. And so maybe the idea is that there's a lot of like hardware and engineering or something in these big, you know, spacecrafts and bases and stuff that maybe, you know, the thought was they have to have these, you know, airflow, you know, big shafts that they're in. I don't know. It's just a thought. It doesn't seem very safe though. And like, if my workplace regularly required me to walk across those catwalks over this like abyss of like, I don't know, weird machinery, I wouldn't work there. I don't know. I wouldn't be a good stormtrooper. I'd just be like, what? I gotta walk over that bridge to go to the bathroom? I don't think so. I think so. My stormtrooper outfit would soon be yellow. Okay. The last one I worked on is the Yoda, and actually I did that one last night. I didn't do it with the first two paintings, and I struggled with this one, and I struggled with it for a couple reasons. First of all, it's Yoda who's, you know, like a puppet, so it's a little more simple than a human face, but it still is a portrait. And so, you know, portraiture is going to be a little harder than doing, you know, like an animal creature and then doing like the shapes of a helmet. So that on its own is going to be a challenge. And then also, I'll admit that last night, I wasn't quite in the same like creative vibe that I was in when I did the first two. I had a frustrating class, and actually I was going to give up on my Yoda painting last night, except in my class, I specifically had to talk to a girl about how we can't just throw in the towel on our artwork when it gets like a little hard or maybe it's not turning out the way we want. Like there is a point where sometimes we do count it as a loss, but we've got to see it through to a certain point. Otherwise we wouldn't have art if we gave up the first bit of resistance. So I was like, oh man, I can't be telling that to my students and then go home and be like, oh, this painting's hard, I'm not doing it anymore. So I did work on it. And it's a little ratchet. You know, it's not horrible. I mean, you definitely know it's a Yoda. It's just I definitely need to practice utilizing the Yupo paper more because there's like some little funkiness to it, and like there is some interesting. I'm looking at it right now. There's like some interesting little watercolory things in it, you know, like the little puddles, the water reticulation lines, blooms and stuff. That is interesting, and I do enjoy that about the Yupo, but yeah, I'm definitely going to have to work at this if I am wanting to try portraiture. And also, I think part of working on the paper that's like this is letting go of the idea that it is going to be perfectly smooth. There's going to be little lines in there, and that's actually what makes it cool. You just have to let go of the control of it. I don't know if you notice in the speed paint, there is a part where it's on the bottom kind of left-ish part of his little shirt thing. It looks like there's a fingerprint, and I don't know if it's my fingerprint or I don't know, but the paint initially wasn't going over it, and now it does look like it covered in the end, but that does seem to be something, and I don't know if it's because maybe I had, you know, some sort of like product on my hand maybe and I touched it, or maybe just the oils from my hands, but that does seem something that you have to be careful about when using paper like this. Also, on the Stormtrooper, when I was taking it off of the paper that I used, put double-sided tape on, I did end up lifting a little bit of the dried watercolor with my finger. So these are really delicate art pieces when we're done. And I probably should do a little bit more exploring, like maybe I can seal it with some varnish spray or some fix-it spray or something like that. I'll definitely look into that. You would want to, if you were displaying these, you'd put them behind glass because, you know, it's water-soluble pigments that are not absorbed. They're just sitting on top. So yeah, those are my 3 Star Wars paintings I made this year, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm really looking forward to the movie on Friday. Definitely hoping that Captain Phasma has a bigger role this year because Gwendolyn Christie is super cool, and like the chrome stormtrooper, that is so cool, and it was not very much in The Force Awakens, and so I'm really hoping for more of that. Let's see, what else am I wanting? Just Adam Driver in general. The dude's, he's sexy in like a weird way. Like he's a different kind of looking dude, but like his intensity is like, I like it. I like it. Like I think it would drive me insane if like me and Adam Driver are like sitting on the couch and maybe we're doing some smooching or something, and then I look over and he's just like has this like intense like kind of angry look on his face. It's like, ooh, sexy. But I don't know. That would probably drive me crazy because they'd be like, hey baby, what's bothering you? And he'd be like, nothing. Or I don't know what he'd say. I don't know. I don't think it would be a good relationship, but yeah. What's up, Adam Driver, if you're watching this, what's up? Anyways, let's see, any more Star Wars thoughts? No, Star Wars thought, the Sith are cooler because they wear black and they have red lightsabers, and that's cooler than earth tones and bright green lightsabers. So, yeah, that's where my allegiance lies in the terms of the Force. Yeah, so, Star Wars, woo! I hope everyone will see it on Friday or the weekend or whatever. If you do comment on this, which you should, don't post any spoilers because, you know, some people, you know, it's a busy season. So, yeah, but tell me if you like the movie, tell me if you're excited about it, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all that garbage. I'll have all my social media stuff posted in the description. And yeah, I will see y'all in my next video, which I think I'm going to make on my birthday. So I'll see y'all next week. Bye.